Welcome to the Federal Highway Administration. As a new hire, you are now an integral part of one of the best places to work in the federal government. What makes the Federal Highway Administration so great? In the following video, you will meet Walter C. Butch Weidlich Jr., the Executive Director of the Federal Highway Administration. In this video, you'll hear about his professional experience and gain insight about the organization to help you begin your own onboarding journey.
Welcome to Federal Highway Administration. I wish I was actually in your shoes. I've been in federal highways for almost 30 years, and it feels like yesterday the time went so fast. Quite frankly, my father was a civil engineer. He actually worked for federal highways. So logically, I started out looking at state DOTs to see if there were any options there, and quite frankly, they referred me back to federal highways. They said that was the place to be. That's where innovation took place, and that's where we were some pretty smart people, I was told. So I ended up applying for the Federal Highway Administration. I came on board in 1988. Well, let's start with the vision. You know, the vision of the Federal Highway Administration is that our agency and the transportation are the best in the world. You know, when I say our agency is the best in the world, what I think of there again is you need the best people, and the people of this agency are what make it the best agency, and you got to have the best people to have the best transportation in the world. I mean, even before I got this job, I had the previous three executive directors send me notes or talk to me and tell me not to worry, because as executive director, you know, Federal Highway Administration has such great people that the agency kind of runs itself. They want to make sure that the agency is successful, that we can accomplish the mission, and that we're great partners with the state DOTs that we partner with. It's not only new hires, it's the right hires. And like I said, you want to hire people that have the core values of the agency, so there's a match there. You want people with integrity. I think that's a foundation in government service. It's just, you know, non-negotiable, and that gets to that whole trust thing. Public service. And many of you you probably know at this point, now that you're on with the agency, that you're not going to get rich in the federal government. The reality is you're here for another reason. You're here for a greater good, to serve the public. And you want people that have the desire to do that, because sometimes it's frustrating because the public don't necessarily appreciate you as much as you appreciate them. So when it comes to values, you want to have that match. And when it comes to our leadership, that's our brand, and that's how we make decisions. And when people think of federal highways, they need to think about, you know, that person with federal highways in the agency has those values: integrity, personal development, public service, respect, collaboration, and family. That's one of our core values also. We're a small agency. We have basically 2,600 people. We support a program of $46 billion. Yes, we leverage states and land management agencies to do this, but the reality of that is, you know, we all have to rely on each other. You know, my workload, for example, one day may be overwhelming, and I have to rely on somebody else to help me out with that. And when my workload isn't that heavy, I need to help somebody else. I call it being nimble, and as an agency, we have to break down the boundaries between our organizational lines and help the whole organization out together, and I call that part of the FHWA family. You know, I even think of it on an extended way. When I think of family, it's not just the family of the workers, it's the actual families, and the types of things that we do support your families and what you need to do in your life. And given I mentioned my father had worked for Federal Highway Administration, I look at the retirees, and it's amazing. Wherever you go around the country, the events that they have, the retirees show up, they still get together. They're our biggest support mechanism out there. So that family extends not just to the employee itself, but the retirees and your personal families that you do have. Now, the mission of the Federal Highway Administration is to improve mobility on our nation's highways through leadership, innovation, and program delivery. And again, we do this through people, and when I talk about mobility, I'm talking the movement of people and goods, which is all the people in the United States. So the people in federal highways that work for federal highways can affect everyone in the United States, which is pretty cool. You know, if I could just say, I hope your careers are as rewarding as mine, and we're looking forward to having you with the agency. Welcome.
In this video, you heard about the journey of our executive director. To support you throughout your onboarding experience, we've developed a comprehensive year-long onboarding program made up of 5 distinct phases. You'll journey through this roadmap as you advance through each stage of the onboarding process. Using the core values you heard in this video as your starting point, go forth on your journey to serve the public, carry out FHWA's mission, and make a difference.